How do we notice that we are tuning into lower frequency so we can snap out of it as soon as possible? There are two things you can pay attention to. The first one is to notice what you're talking about most of the time. And the second thing is, who are you talking to? Manifesting anything is all about tuning into the higher frequency of that higher reality that you desire. That is how the law of attraction works, and we all know that. But as a life coach, I see that a lot of people do not even realize that they're tuning into that lower frequency. Everybody says that they have tried a whole lot, they have taken a lot of effort, and it's still not working out for them. What they don't realize is that even though they are trying a little here and there, most of their time they're tuning into this lower frequency with their thoughts and their interactions with people. And that is what I'm talking about today. How do we notice that we are tuning into lower frequency so we can snap out of it as soon as possible? There are two things you can pay attention to. The first one is to notice what you're talking about most of the time. And the second thing is, who are you talking to? If you pay attention to these two things, you will be able to figure out what frequency you're tuning into and make any corrections if you need to. So let's focus on the first part, which is what you're talking about. You may be talking to a bunch of people about the situation you're going through. If you notice that significant portion of your talk relates to the challenges you're facing and how everything is not working out and how the universe is not on your side and how it all sucks and how hard it is, all of that, if you catch yourself talking about that, that is a very, very low frequency. So you may be talking about the positive things and things that you're trying and the things that are helping you, but just compare the proportion of the things that you're talking about that are going wrong for you versus the things that are going right for you. If you're feeling low, if you're feeling less confident, if you find yourself doubting and complaining, fearful and nervous for a significant duration in your day compared to the moments that you feel positive in, then obviously you are leaning more towards the negative side. You're tuning into the lower frequency, and that is what you will end up attracting. See, the version of you in a higher reality, your higher self, will never ever dwell upon these negative thoughts. It will always be like, okay, this is what it is right now, and what do I do next? Who do I call? What do I think about? What are the next steps? What are the solutions? It will try to gain control of the situation. It will be on top of the things. It will be all about solutions and optimism and this high energy. So you want to tune into that frequency. The second thing to note is to notice who are you talking to most of the time. We all have these people who are very inspirational, positive, joyful, always about ideas and solutions and doing something bigger. You must know somebody in your life who's like that. Notice how often you are talking to that person. The reason is that these people are at higher frequency. They think at higher frequency, they act at higher frequency. So they can only dip into somebody who's at lower frequency for so long. They will come into your lives, they will try to make you feel better, they'll try to give you solutions, ideas, and give you hope, but they cannot dwell on that for too long because that's not their normal. They will keep going back to their default. And they will keep coming and going as long as they see you're rising up, as long as you're holding on to their higher vibration and pulling yourself up. But when they start realizing that no matter how much they try or say, you choose to stay at that lower frequency, at that lower place, they will naturally be drawn away from you. It is very natural. That's physics. That's how the frequencies work. The physics says that naturally everything wants to resonate at its own harmonious natural frequency. So if their default is that higher frequency, they will keep going back to that and keep hanging out with people and be around situations that are at their frequency. And the higher frequencies cannot coexist with lower frequencies for too long. They might be giving you some solutions and ideas, and where you stand right now at the lower frequency, you may not be able to relate to it at times. You might find some resistance, or you might find yourself saying that, oh, that's not going to work, and these people never get it, or something on those lines. But know that the resistance that you're experiencing is coming because you are at that lower frequency, is coming from that place. What these people are telling you is coming from a higher frequency, and it may not be easy for you to relate to it being where you are. But if you just choose to just try out what they say, just trust for a minute and just try out what they say and do it consistently, you will notice that your situation is changing. If you just listen to them and you say, okay, I'll do that, but then you go back to doing what you're doing, repeating the same patterns, the reality around you is not going to change. If somebody is giving you another perspective and you know that this person is somebody who is likely to be at that higher frequency, then just give it a try. Just give it a try for a while and see how it changes you. This is a very important way to notice if you're at lower frequency. If you see that these people are talking to you less and less, they are getting distant from you for whatever reason, intentionally or unintentionally, or if you find yourself removing away from them, this is a sign that you are dipping into that lower frequency. In these situations, most likely you will find yourself talking to people who agree with you, who affirm and reaffirm what you're going through. And if you notice, these people will not be somebody that you would want to trade spots with, because they might also be going through some kind of a situation, maybe same as you or similar, but in the same frequency. You're hanging out with these people more because they are resonating at the same lower frequency as you. And it's comfortable at times to feel that, okay, you're not alone, and these people agree with whatever you're saying, that how bad it is and how it sucks and whatnot. But if you want to change the pattern, if you want to come out of that loop, if you want to change your reality, then you have to allow new perspectives. And if you aren't able to have those new perspectives by yourselves, at least allow them from the people at higher frequency. Just give it a try. Everything in the universe is about frequency and vibrations. And the higher frequencies cannot coexist with lower frequencies for too long. So just note these two things. What is the dominant thought that is around you most of the time in the background? And notice the distance between you and the inspirational and positive people in your life. If that distance is increasing, it's an alert, it's a sign that you are going lower and lower, and it is time to pull yourself back up